Back here at NSUSpartans.com, fueled by Gatorade, we're here with men's basketball head coach Robert Jones. It's our end of summer / recruiting wrap up for the year. Coach Jones, obviously, summer's over. Obviously, we can tell because school's back. You guys can't even get on the court this week, but that's kind of a good sign. School's back. That means the season's getting closer. But going back to the summer, kind of talk about how your guys' summer went and like what you kind of accomplished with your guys, especially a lot of new guys.
The summer went well. Having a lot of new guys this year, we were able to lay down a good foundation of just offensive principles, some small defensive principles, and just get the guys accustomed to what we're trying to do. We didn't have everybody for the summer. It was about 3 guys that we didn't have, but now they're back at school start, so we'll get those guys caught up.
And obviously, you did lose a lot of guys from last year. We got almost maybe 10 new players altogether, including and 11 if you include Jermaine Bishop, who couldn't play last year when he was here. So how tough was that to all these new guys trying to get them to mesh together? And I know it's a process; you're not there yet. But how tough was that when you have all these new guys and getting them to really learn how to play together when they haven't played together for most of them?
Well, I don't think we've accomplished that yet, but we're trying. And I will say credit to Stephen Whitley, Joe Bryant, Chavis, even Jermaine Bishop and Chris Ford. Those guys, as the veterans, have done a good job of bringing the new guys along. So, and really understand the fabric and the culture that we're trying to have here. So, kudos to those guys. And they've been like the other 5 assistant coaches for us. So it's been good in the summer for those guys.
Now, obviously, you do have a lot of new guys, but there is a little bit of experience in there. You got Kashawn Hicks, who's a transfer from Central Connecticut State, so he's obviously been at the Division I level. He knows what the game's all about. You got a couple of 3 junior college guys too. So talk about those 4 upperclassmen and what you've kind of seen out of them so far.
Well, Kashawn Hicks, he's one of the guys that just got here, so we haven't seen a whole bunch out of him. But we are excited about him because he does add to some Division I experience. And he has 2 years left as a grad transfer. That's something that we haven't had here, so it's a little unique. And credit to him for finishing Central Connecticut in 3 years. So, but he does add some strength. Some size. He's actually a little stronger than we thought he was going to be. He can shoot the ball. He can play, guard and forward. So he'll be an integral part. Those other junior college guys, sometimes it takes a while for those guys to come along because it is a big jump from no matter where you play junior college at. But Spirit Ricks has been playing pretty well. He's stretching the floor. He's at 6'8". He's pretty athletic. He's probably the guy that's taking the biggest step over the summer, and it's a short time that we had from really understanding what we're trying to do, and he's doing it now. What else we have in? Oh, junior college, Astrasios Calagueres.
I had trouble with that too earlier, so don't worry, we'll get it eventually.
Calagueres, yeah. So he's been playing well. Obviously at 6'10", he can do some things like stretch the floor. He almost shot 40% from 3. So Spartan fans don't scream at me when a 6'10" guy is shooting a 3.
It'll harken back to Kyle Quinn days.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I wish he was just like Kyle Quinn, but he can really shoot the ball. So we'll put him in some situation that he can shoot the basketball. But he also he averaged 10 rebounds a game at the junior college level, and that's the one thing that we think that can translate. How many points he scores, is to be determined, but I think that he will be able to rebound the basketball for us. And then Devontae Carter, he's going to be a guy that's going to be a combo guard. He was recruited at a very high level, came out of high school. He's a local kid. He went to JUCO. He had an okay JUCO career, but we expected him to get back to the kid that was recruited at a high level out of high school. And if he does get back to that, he's going to really be an X factor for this year. Honestly, if he gets back to that level, then I think we're going to be really, really good.
Yeah, obviously it does help, even though it is a jump from junior college to Division I. It's still their guys are older, they've played more basketball, so that always helps. But you also got some freshmen too that you're kind of excited about. Kind of those Pendarvis Williams type size to them. These aren't 6'2" guards. Some of these guys are 6'7", but they play the guards. So kind of go through kind of what those guys bring to the table and what they bring to the table, I guess.
Those guys, all the freshmen really bring some good length to the table. I hope all of them are like Pendarvis Williams, but we'll to be determined. But one kid that we're excited about is Euro Sidibe. At 6'7". I know he likes to be 6'8", but he's 6'7". He's really like a guard / forward in the true sense of it. He's really kind of like a throwback old school small forward, a guy that can shoot the 3, but is really not a great shooter, but he can post up a little bit. He can rebound. He can do some things. He's a super athlete. So we really look for some really, really, really good things from him this year in his whole Spartan career. Another guy, Isaiah Chambers, he's about 6'7" as well. He's very, very athletic. He has a college-ready body. With him doing a prep school year, it's kind of like almost him being a sophomore now, because at a prep school now, those guys are playing junior colleges and getting a college feel. So, as a freshman, he's a redshirt freshman, I guess you could say, in a sense, because of him playing a prep school year. Yeah. But, he brings some good size, and he really rebounds the ball well, and we look for him to have a great career. Tyrese Jenkins and Darrell Anderson, both 6'7" guys from the 804 area. Both have been pleasant surprises for us. We knew both guys had great length, but they could really shoot the basketball. Tyrese really can shoot the basketball. We knew Darrell can shoot the ball, but we didn't realize how well Tyrese can shoot the ball. So now it's up to those guys, because both of those guys at one point or another in high school played kind of like the stretch 4 position, and they're not going to play that here. They're going to have to play guard, so they're still getting used to just doing guard stuff on a full-time basis. So, I'm expecting those guys to be better by midseason, and then did I leave out anybody?
You got 2 walk-ons too. You guys just added 2, so they're kind of new too. So kind of explain to the fans what they bring to the table too.
Jared White, a kid from Maryland. He's a 6'6", about 6'7". So he's in that kind of frame as well. He's more of a stretch 4 right now. He can put it on the floor a little bit, so we'll use him in different situations like that. But it's probably more of a stretch 4. He can shoot it. He has decent size for a freshman as well. And then we got Caleb from Grassville, Caleb Dawkins from Grassville High School. And, his brother is Andre Dawkins, who played with the Miami Heat for a little bit and played at Duke for a little bit. So he has a good lineage of basketball in his family. He's really a hard worker. He's been a pleasant surprise as well. He can really shoot the basketball, too. I guess that runs in the family. Caleb is actually very, very athletic. For a guy who's only about 6 feet, he's windmilling, he's dunking with 2 hands. So I think he's going to be, a crowd favorite. And, he's a local kid too, so he's going to play with some pride and everything like that. So we look forward to those 2 guys being, even though they're walk-ons, we think both those guys can contribute, honestly.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned it too, the local angle. And Isaiah Chambers actually, he played at Oscar Smith. You got a couple 804 guys, Chris Ford's from 804 as well, Joe Bryant, 757, Stephen Whitley. When you have those local guys, even like Richmond, which is, we still kind of consider local a little bit, does that, for like fans and just, is there a different feel around the program when you have guys that are local, when more people around here know them, they followed their careers or they know their families and stuff? Is that anything different for you guys when you have more local guys like that?
I think it does, when, there's guys, all our 757 guys, they wear 757 on their sleeve. So there is a sense of pride in them playing for a 757 school. I think when they go out there, they want to rep not only the school, but the area that they're playing from, so that they're playing, representing, I should say. So, it's there is a sense of pride. 804, there's a sense of pride of just Virginia, and the 757, 804 guys, they always have these little battles in practice and things like that. But, the one thing I do think that's going to happen is that, it should be a good attendance year for us. I think that it's going to be a lot of those people that have followed these kids all through high school, excited that they're here and they can watch them play here, however many home games we have, instead of having to just always watch them on the road and things like that. So I think that, it's a level of excitement with that. There's flies. It's all over.
Yeah, I know, it's been bugging us the whole time. Right. It must like us or something. And that's funny too, because we found out even with other sports over time, like when they have local kids, it's like they're just a bigger following. It's like, oh, they got friends, they got family, or people who know their friends and families that, hey, I remember him, growing up. So they come out, and so there's a little bit more of a pride to it there. But obviously the semester's starting. School starts. When this video comes out, it'll be already starting at this point. So I guess where do you kind of go from here? It's going to still late August. You still got time before your first game, more than 2 months. But where do you guys go from here for for the rest of preseason?
Well, we have conditioning, which is happening. So we'll do that for about 5 weeks or so, and then that'll lead us right into practice, which is September 24th. The practice date is getting earlier and earlier as time goes on. The game dates are getting earlier and earlier as time goes on. So September 24th will be practice, and then we'll come out here. We'll have Spartan Madness October 5th. That should be a great time again. And then we'll just lead into some scrimmages. We have a couple of scrimmages inter-squad scrimmages that we'll have, a couple intercollegiate scrimmages as well. And then after that, it's time to play the first game. So things are going to go relatively quickly. I think the countdown I saw today, we play like in 74, 75, something like that, 70 days. So by the time this video come out, I guess it'll be 70 days. But that's soon. That's not. We don't have any time to waste, and the guys kind of understand that, and they understand that the expectations that we have, even though it's a new team, people don't really care that it's a new team. They just know what you did last year. They're trying to go for the momentum that we had last year. I tell the guys all the time that, we're really not defending anything. We're not the defending regular season champs because the 18-19 team, they're not here anymore. The 18-19 teams that we played against, they're not here anymore. Everybody has a new team, so we have to figure out how to be a good 2019, 2020 team. And I think that we can be. I think we have good length. We have good athleticism. We have some guys who can shoot the ball. I think our talent level might be a little better than last year, but of course that team has some great experience. So, you got to figure that out a little bit as time goes on.
Yeah, there is a balance to it, and we didn't really get into that, and kind of running out of time, so we won't necessarily get to it. But obviously, yeah, you guys did have that good season last year, so now everyone's like expecting, okay, well, now you take the next step. There's the pressures. You had a good season, but now the pressure's even more because hey, now they expect it again, and expect even more. So I mean, there is that pressure there, of course, too.
Yeah, no, there's the pressure there. I mean, I think all the guys understand it. I think the guys understand that even though they didn't wear the uniform last year, they wear the uniform now. And those teams that team 18-19 beat up on, whether in conference, out of conference, they want revenge, and they're going to try to get revenge on this 19-20 team. So there's a level of responsibility that this 19-20 team has, and I think they're ready for the challenge. I mean, a lot of those guys came here for that challenge. A lot of those guys saw the Alabama win and things like that, and they were kind of on the fence, and then they jumped the fence and came to Norfolk State after that win. So I think they're trying to do some good things themselves, and we'll be excited. I know when we do the ring or banner or whatever we're going to do, it's only going to be like 5 guys who are going to get a ring. So it's like it's a totally different team, and we're just trying to let the guys understand that you don't have to live in that team's glory, shadow, or anything, positively or negative. You have to figure out how to make your own glory, how to put your own imprint on this program.
Yeah, well, the imprint will be starting soon, like you said, November 5th, first game. It's at home here, but before that, October 5th as well is Spartan Madness. So that'll be your first chance to really catch a glimpse of the Spartans here. So all Spartan fans there, mark your calendars down October 5th. There'll be more information as that date gets closer. Well, thank you, Coach Jones, for coming out. Like I said, that's head men's basketball coach Robert Jones. Season is a little more than 2 months away, so it always gets closer and closer. Every year we play earlier and earlier. So
yeah, we do. We'll be playing in August soon.
we'll just play year round. Yeah. So August to May we'll play basketball season eventually. So we thank you for tuning in to NSUSpartans.com, fueled by Gatorade, and keep checking NSUSpartans.com throughout the year for more information on men's basketball as the season gets closer.